Hi, today I want to speak to you about after-school programs for children. Young people these days need the influence of caring adults. They need the influence of positive role models. A good after-school program can accomplish these goals of these young children. If they achieve these knowledge and skills, they'll have the greater potential to achieve the results. So I want to take you through a couple of statistics and a little bit through some problems that the kids can run into after school. I'm going to start with after the school hours, during the peak hours of after school, many things can happen. This is prime time for juvenile crime. You got experimentation with the drugs, alcohol. This is when kids try to start maybe smoking. Between the hours of 3 and 6 are really a bad time. This is when the kids, like I said, are most likely victims of violent crime. There's more accidents that could happen, and that's when they experiment with the drugs and alcohol. This is also a longer for more prone to being pregnant. The teens who don't participate in after-school activities, they're actually 3 more times likely to skip classes. Um, the reason to this is because there's lack of supervision from adults, or whether or not they participate in after-school activities. When these students, they're more likely to have accidents, they're more likely to have injuries, their GPAs are lower in school, their test scores are down. So teens who usually are unsupervised after school hours are actually 37% more likely to become pregnant. So that's something to look at. Within the last 3 decades, another thing is children have become overweight, and that's due to not actually doing any extracurricular activities. And with this, you get more increased risk of, your type 2 diabetes, your elevated blood pressure, and low self-esteem. Um, Now that I've shown you a little bit of the statistics and for the juveniles after school, I want to give you some example of the programs that they can do after school. Some things you got are the academics. You know, you can do, your reading, your math, science, any type of thing with academics is a good thing for children. They can do recreation, such as, they could be in intramural sports. You could dance. They could do aerobics. You can have enrichment programs, such as they can do life skills. They could do cooking. They could, do play an instrument, music, something like that. These simple programs are just a few examples that I showed you, and it might help you make future decisions on this. Um, After school programs, they just keep kids safe. They show increased interest in school. Kids in the school programs express greater hope for the future. Um, After the implementation of the citywide San Diego 6 to 6 program, here's something. The San Diego Police Department 2000 report, they indicated that arrests were down 13%. Students in the statewide program of California, they they had higher test scores. So then my conclusion is, kids with somewhere to go usually end up going places. They usually have better grades, lower percentage of taking drugs, alcohol, underage sex. So if you have children of your own or want children someday, give after school programs a try. In the end, it might be the best decision you ever made.